All right, guys and gals, Texas Trucking Show. Got heavy artillery parked right there. We're going to do a walk around real quick and check this thing out. See what's up. Nice little flat top here. Interesting front chicken lights there. Guys, you see this bumper leaned out because of the air? Such a pain. Really need to figure out a good way to fix that. When you have the flip bumper, when they lose air, they lean out. Very nice little stand up here. You know, I love the 379 lights, grill bars, a few painted to match parts. All right, let's get kicking. Let's start with you already know, cab over fan. Hey, I'd also like to know, so I'm actually going to shoot one version of this just straight up, no music, pretty tough old Mac here, but I'm also going to shoot one with me talking. Some people say the talking's lame, so I'm going to record it and I can cut it out, put the music to it, or you can actually see what's up, okay? Old K-Dub here. All right, guys, I wanted to show you this Kenworth specifically right here. 70s model, I think is what he said. Never seen this suspension. Check this out. So there's a rod all the way right here. Goes through a bushing right there. Comes back to another bushing with another rod, bushing, and then out to here. So it's one whole rod, okay? And you can turn this and adjust how it pivots. Like the torsion, it's a torsion bar. So you can actually adjust that torsion on it. Guy said that they actually rode pretty damn good for what they were. However, they weren't super stable up top. So if you had like a heavy load or something, they didn't really do that great. But I have never seen that before. Cool thing to check out. I wanted to point that out specifically. Truck right here's got a race feel to me, but cool. You know, I like black, so hard to beat that. AMA transporters. Pride and Class truck. So if y'all don't know about Pride and Class, you get this emblem on the side, you get the aluminum fenders like the X's, and then this grill. They had a special set of stacks on them. Pride and Class emblem there. Obviously there'd be some dash stuff done. You already know the goose. Seen it 100 times. I am a sucker for white. 379 lights again. You know I'm a sucker for the cab overs. Long frame on this one. Another Pride and Class here. Hardy, can you tell us about your truck a little bit? No, not your actual truck. You don't have a truck here? Oh. How are y'all today?
Hi. Just getting content.
Me too. And what's your first reaction on seeing this truck right here?
I mean, it's beautiful. Other than like the orange peel and all the cracks in it, top 10.
Top
for
10.
sure.
Would you want to drive something like this?
Man, I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
I don't think I have it in me.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd be curbing it and all kinds of stuff.
That's never good.
Do you think you could drive something like that?
No, absolutely not. Nobody would turn me loose in anything like that.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't ride with you. I know that.
Well, for sure. I would, yeah. What about your rating of the show, 1 to 10? You would rate the show as a...
What are we talking? As a whole? As
10? Everything.
People showing up?
Everything. Overall reaction.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to give it a 6 on location.
Okay.
Because there's nowhere to go party. All
Right.
That's
True.
the problem. 8 on show out, like good trucks are here and stuff like that. And maybe an 8 on the people showing up.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
what
feel
would
like
that make it? Like a 7. That my average would be a 7.
7. Okay. We'll take that. Blake, 1 to 10. What are you thinking about the show? What's your...
solid 6.
Solid
Honestly,
6.
a 5. If they keep the music off, I'd probably give them about a 7.
So that's a funny story. So the music's a problem, but when I rode in his pickup with him last night, it was on level 15.
Yeah,
so
but we were outside of the show, not trying to do YouTubes like we're currently doing.
Oh,
now.
right.
If the music was on right now, you couldn't be videoing my luxurious body.
rating on this truck.
Rating on this truck?
This is built,
About
not
a 2.
bought.
Built, not bought. That's
About
true.
a 2.5 on the truck.
2.5 on the truck. I feel like you're. That's a. I feel like that's an honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a solid 2.
Okay.
What do you give yourself on your truck?
Oh, 4.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know all the stuff that's wrong with it.
Same.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. What's y'all's rating on the show? 1 to 10 rating on the show.
Rating on the show, I mean, probably about an 8.
8?
I'd say 10. There's a lot of
10.
people. Yeah,
10.
there's a lot of
Have you
people.
met any cool people here?
Definitely a couple.
Other than Truck Show Joe.
No, that guy's not cool. I don't. Yeah, for sure. I wasn't talking about him. Yeah, doing a great job. Y'all are doing a great job. How are y'all today?
Hey.
Rating on the show, 1 to 10. 10? 10? 10. 10, that's all they got. I was looking for an 11, but hey, whatever. You gotta go above and beyond. This is the skin on.